G'day guys, Matt from Zero's Play Heroes, and today we're talking a bit of tech. We're talking with about AMD again, this time about the AMD 5 series. There's just a little bit of details being put out there. They're running with some new SKUs, 4 models that are coming out. So there's the 1400, the 1500X, we don't know where the 1500 went, the 1600 and the 1600X. Now, the 1400 and the 1500X are 4-core, 8-thread monstrosities coming in at a very, very cheap price. Well, in US, so it'll be interesting to see how that translates to Australian dollars. And the 1600 and 1600X are both 6-core, 12-thread, absolutely amazing little beasts that are both going to be coming in under the price of the was it the 1700 from the R7 series, and will be a really big challenger for those i5, i7 series sitting with Intel. These ones are more for your gaming style, a bit more of your mainstream, whereas the R7 was more in regards to, say, content creation and multitasking, and it'll be interesting to see how these ones compete, and especially with some of the results, some of the disappointing, I guess not disappointing, but not as overwhelming results as what we saw with Ryzen 7. Ryzen 5 has great potential to be more of that FPS kicker, one of those ones that really can do the gaming side very well. It's interesting to see that they still went with several more cores than what the i7 on i5 series, or Intel in general, really put out there as their mainstream, and we'll see how that actually relates within games and how that comes across, knowing a lot of games are still restricted to lower core counts and higher IPC. Now, there is a lot of talk about how the IPC will be improved on these models. Once again, yet to be seen, and the comparison they've used, they used an i5-7600K, I believe, to compete against, I believe, is the 1600X, and the prices are quite similar, and the 1600X beat the i5 on Cinebench. But once again, Cinebench may not be the best, most reliable comparison, because when it comes down to it, Cinebench does always find multi-threading to be more beneficial for it. Now, so the three of the 4 actually come at 65 watt TPD. So that's the 1400, the 1500X, and the 1600. With the 1600X, the what would be considered the highest end, the equivalent to, say, an i7K series. The 6700K, 7700K, along those lines, comes at 95 TPD. Now, all those first 3 that are 65 watt also come with coolers, whereas the 1600X does not come with a cooler. The idea, AMD wanting people to buy their own coolers and really trying to maximize the cooling capacity. Now, it'll be very interesting to see how these ones come out in their testing side. So they're being released on April 11th from the details being given, but it is a really interesting race here, because Intel doesn't have anything else coming out in a very short period. They've dropped their prices to compete. They've done a few extra things trying to get people in on building. There's a lot more PC building expos on at the same period of time. Intel really trying to show off their products. But AMD is really starting to cut into that market share. It's really, really exciting. I won't be getting the 5 series because I'm getting a 7 series. I'm getting myself an R7 1700 flat. I like the idea of pushing this thing consistently and actually having a bit of fun playing with overclocks. Might go to the 1800X, but we'll see. Now, once again, this is a little bit of detail about a lot of potential. We'll see how it comes out when the testing starts beginning, and they've really started to really kind of cut into that market, and especially with some of the motherboards that are being released and supported as well. So they're more, AMD have really tried to push for the B350 models instead of the X350, 370, sorry. The B350 has a single GPU slot, that type of thing, where it's more in regards to mainstream and gaming, whereas like your mainstream gaming, whereas your enthusiast and extreme builds have multi-GPU options, which is represented in the X370 motherboard series, and that's to allow SLI options with NVIDIA cards or Crossfire with AMD cards. Now, AMD have a few more cards up their sleeve. There's talk about Vega coming out soon-ish, and a bit of a quick little reveal every now and then, little sneak peeks / leaks of the RX 580, the series above the really fantastic little bang for your a buck RX 480, one of the greatest contenders for that 1080p sweet spot at the moment. Look, I'll put as much details as I can, and I'll be doing a bit of a build blog, or build log as such, vlog even, of the 1700 build I will be doing soon. I'm still torn on whether I'll go the B350 model, single GPU, or kind of, you know, put a little faith in the future requirements and maybe even look at a SLI 1070 setup, and that would be amazing. Alright guys, this is Zero's Play Heroes. Thanks heaps for coming in, and we'll hopefully see you on the next video. Cheers. Bye.